Good evening. Yeah, I'm going to talk about French black metal in the second part, but since it is the Osculum Infame box set that came out on Medieval Prophecy Records. Now, I look back and I did a label profile for them, I think half a year ago, maybe, when the new releases came out. I didn't have them, I just showed paper, which in retrospect was a bit retarded, but whatever. But since there are a lot of good releases on the label, I'm going to show some that maybe slipped the radar that I see still pop up on distros here and there. Some that are unfortunately sold out, but yeah, some not newer releases, but good. I'm going to do Belgium abroad, and something like that. We are listening to Wakker Cartel from Lugubrum Trio. They are prepping a fresh new re-release from Gedachte en Geheugen on Aphelion Records that is coming out soon. The pre-orders are up, so it's cool to see that finally materialize on vinyl. So like I said, we are going to delve into the Parisian scene mid-90s with Osculum Infame with the box, but that is for later. First, we have, it's basically just to fill the hour, I guess. There's a lot of stuff to talk about in that hour, but let's just dive in. First thing is Perverted Ceremony with Cavernous Hallucinations. These are releases that I maybe showed already, but I don't know, maybe just once again. I dropped something, of course. I was looking at, or I was re-listening digitally also on YouTube, and the comments were, I'd written down a few comments. First one they said for this was primitive ultra metal. Now, that maybe is quite the mouthful, but it fits. I love the cover. It's, yeah, it is a sick little painting with the blue lettering going over it. Really loved it. Baron Cimetière, I think, and Morbid Messiah, something like that. These two guys, one has just a chair as a drum chair, which is incredible in that damp basement of theirs. This is from 2021, and it's the last EP they did after I think a slew of demos. Did they have a full length? Yeah, no, it's demos and EPs mostly. I can't remember a full length actually. That would be the other band. But yeah, let's see. It is a there's this and there's Moonen, and Moonen will come up in a minute. Sound-wise, if you never heard it, it is a Belgian band. It has this festering, what did I write down? A rotten, festering sound out of the foundation of death metal. It is black metal in a sense, but it is molded on the template that the Brazilian guys did in the 90s. It is in that vein. There's some doomy parts in here also, but not as much as on Moonen, so I'm going to reserve the doom part for them. But yeah, that Brazil, South American sounds. Very fuzzy, dusty, that buzzsaw guitar sound is in here. But yeah, Perverted Ceremony is a great Belgian band, a duo that should do anything, but a full length would be more than welcome. But yeah, look for them in that sound category. I love the blue on the labels. One of the cutest 7 inches that Medieval Prophecy Records did. I think this is still available. I see it pop up in distros here and there from time to time, so that shouldn't be too hard to track down. Notice that the prices don't go up too much for these also, so yeah, maybe it's pressed in a good quantity. I don't know. June 2021, but I don't know how. Yeah, first ever Perverted Ceremony 7-inch. 2 exclusive tracks. The tracks were, forgot, Cavernous Hallucinations, of course, and then Inside the Black Flame. So yeah, a little nifty 7-inch to start off with. Don't do too much 7 inches, but when we do, it's always good. Then Opok or Obok, I'm not sure. This is a compilation of 3 rehearsal tapes, I think, and it is from 2016, 17, and 19. So 3 demos. Everything's falling, of course. There's always the old flyer stuff. Here we go, Effroi and Naizni. And then Reggaeton's Majesty, the old flyers. Now this is a co-release with Urtot Void, I think. Yes, Urtot Records, not Void, just Urtot. If it hadn't been for Medieval Prophecy, I don't know if I would land on this album, but since it's in their repertoire, I picked it up back then when it just came out. It doesn't feel really like a Medieval Prophecy Records, but it was early in their catalog, and yeah, it's a split release, like I said. Here are all the tracks. Well, it is a brown textured or matte sleeve. Sound-wise, so Opok is from Sofia, Bulgaria, and it means meal, as in something you eat. Like I said, the rehearsals were from 2016, 2017, and 2019. They start off, or they are basically a rehearsal room doom band. This was again really short-sighted, but yeah. They have this Black Doom thing going on, not really Greek style or Hellenic, it is actually more rooted in actual Doom like Black Sabbath. There's a track on here called Nexpoa or something like it. I think 8 on the second rehearsal demo, which is just a straight riff lifted from Black Sabbath. But yeah, the faster they go, the more primitive it becomes, because they are a doom band and they don't do blast beats or so. It's just straight on, straight on. Towards the end, I think on the 2019, what's that, rehearsal 3, they become a bit more ceremonial as to the more clean or rehearsal doom sound in the beginning. What this has extra instead of the tapes are a rehearsal 3 outtake and then 2 live tracks. One is from 2018 and then 2016, and a guitar, drum, and vocals. That's it, nothing more. A very crispy sound. Yeah, like I said, nothing too special, but if you're in the mood for something like that, this hits the spot. As far as I know, they have this, and they have a split, I think, with Moonen. Yeah. So that is Opok, I'm pretty sure. It's like some weird lettering going on there. But yeah, when the mood strikes, and it fits with the Moonen sounds a bit. It's a good split, but I give the edge to the Moonen side, of course. This is, I love the artwork for this one. I have a shirt with this and then with the logo on top. It's like a snake statue sculpture, something like that. Yeah, check it out. This is in a lot of distros. I think the label still has it. Maybe not Medieval Prophecy, but the other ones. Then back to Belgium with Moonen of Xesbet with the Dawn of Morbid Sorcery. This is the re-release or the first final version of the 2017, which scared me a bit that it was that long ago. That is 7 years old. Yeah, I couldn't believe it, but I looked it up, and it's on the Obi. This is the Tzaphkial Boy or something, Japanese version of this monster demo from Belgium. Let's see that I don't drop everything at once. This is procured for me by Mr. Black Occult, which I'm talking to this week. I don't know how this will go because I'm filming this on a Monday. Yeah, underground metal and punk record boy. He picked this up for me, 2 copies. One went to Medieval Prophecy headquarters and one came to Mr. Me. Yeah, there's an Obi for the other ones. This is the Opok split and the Forever Rotting Winter 7-inch, and then this is Ancient Spells of Darkness EP. But yeah, this thing is loaded with goodies that the other one didn't come with. It is, it has an Obi, of course. I think I chucked in, oh no, this is just a black standard version, not virgin. I thought I chucked in the green one to make it extra special. Yeah, it has the old flyer, there you go, Forbidden Temple, Dragon Hail, Orc Blood. And then it has this one, there you go, the 2 boys, or men, boys to men. This is limited to 25 and this is number 13. I couldn't believe my luck that it was still in stock and that I had somebody going over there, and Francesco really hooked me up with this one. Yeah, otherwise it would be quite impossible to get your hands on something like this. If you don't know Moonen, they are, this, I guess, the same duo as Perverted Ceremony. The sound is comparable, but for argument's reasons, let's say that Perverted Ceremony is the South American side of things. This is more the Hellenic Black Doom. There's some Greek. It says riffs heavier than Ricky Lake was one of the YouTube comments, which I also adored. The keys are incredible. The haunting, overbearing keyboards that go all over it. A heavy, sedated, and saturated with disgust sounds. But yeah, it has old Samael in there. It has Cult de Ghoul references or links in there, sound-wise, and there is a Finnish bestial compartment in there too. So all that makes for the stew that is Moonen. And yeah, once again, the Perverteds are due for a new thing or a full length. I think these guys too, but wouldn't be surprised if we never heard from them again. Now, saying that, we'll probably get a nifty little 1-2 in the stomach. These are both bands that are mainly, they started out self-released, of course. All the demos, they went to a American label, Darkness Attacks, maybe, for the tapes, and then Nuclear War Now picked them up rapidly. But yeah, the demo re-release on Medieval Prophecy. There you go. Let's see. First to Poland with Die Abhorrent Emerging from Evil Feast. His first demo from 2002. He is Grim Spirit Evil Feast, the one-man Polish black metal attack. Anti-trend. This is copy 248 out of 300. Inner dark spheres, moribund chanting, entering the forest of old wisdom, old voices, and chant performed by grim spirits. Music and lyrics written between the autumn of '97 and winter 2002. So yeah, he started in '96, I think, under from '96 to '98, I guess. Just before Evil Feast started, he was a Dark Feast, another band or another project. He is also a part of Raven Moon Sanctuary, which is, I talked about it, it is too much to get into, especially if you want to make it to France. But this is a, yeah, I've written down, I don't have to look at it. Imagine coming out of the gates like this with this demo. It has the Polish sound, of course, but not the pure Temple of Full Moon. Yeah, how to describe it. It is a woeful wailing sound, yet very aggressive, like the Thorns. I talk about Thorns, but the guitar sound from Thorns, that fierce buzzsaw sounds. But then Polish, so wrap your head around that. There's high tones from the synths coming through, and they are not ethereal, but they give it a bit of a celestial feeling in a sense. That they are luminescent. When I hear them, I think of some light going off somewhere. Yeah, the guitar has that meandering and wavy sound, so it's really something. Evil Feast is one of my favorite artists, and I listened to it shamefully, not much, but yeah, should rectify the situation. I almost have the complete discography, so should be rectified immediately. I would say maybe I'll put it up next, but it's going to be very hard and harsh. This is a basic release. This was a tape release on the label first, and then the vinyl version came out. There's no printed inner or lyric-wise. There's nothing much, but yeah, there you go. Then do we have? No, the record is almost done. Let's flip it and maybe put up Evil Feast. Okay, so I took the plunge and dared to put it on Evil Feast. That will be blasting in the back. Then back to Belgium. Yes, for the last three, I think we stay in Belgium. This is the first one, and I'm not sure if I ever showed this because basically when this came out, I opted for the regular edition, but then rectified the situation by getting the extra box, I guess. He still had some stuff laying around. This is Enthroned with promo 94. This is the wooden box that came with it. And this is a big box. It's not as big as the Osculum Infame, but yeah. This is limited to 45. This is not filled in or etched in there, but yeah, it's incredible how these boxes look Enthroned. I kind of wish the Osculum Infame also had the engraving, but it works for this. Maybe it didn't work for the other one, but it's beautiful actually. Then it is a big box for not that much content on this one. Enthroned, like I said, is a band from Belgium that started out as one of the first bands to do it actually. Talked about it a bunch when it came out because it was everywhere at the time. And there you go, promo 94. Really good material for yeah, for that time. The release is dedicated to Sech Nunos. Hail to T, may your flame burn eternally. Not going to talk about it too much for time's sake. But there you go, wanted to show it in its full glory once again. It is black vinyl as always. I don't think there were test presses for this one. Yeah, there you go. The killer logo on both sides. Influenced by First Wave, of course. That's how early it was. This is the promo flyer. This is the flyer for releases we'll talk about next. And then it came with a booklet, quite extensive. There you go. Let's see. Introduction, of course. Some more picture material, Ancient Rite shirts, live photos, catacomb photos. Lord Sabaton, Normagest, and Ser Lunos. I mean, can you go any more classic than this? Like I said, really early. Folter Records presents, that will show up. Yeah, so extensive booklets put together. Black Metal Tour 96. Very cool. Flyer material together with Kronos, and this is the last one, all the cool logos and stuff. There you go. That is the entire package for this one. Like I said, this is a very nice release, very well put together. And I think a lot of work creeps into these things. You should wait and see for the French stuff. But yeah. Hard to get it all in, but don't want to have a big mess when we are done. Enthroned, there we go. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh yeah, I have the promo tape to show. This is the actual promo 94. There you go. Don't have too many original tapes, but this is one. There you go. I think I showed this one in the tape delay. Stamped where the original owner got it. Yeah, in France, so not Italy. Armageddon Productions, Gardoni Adramalek. Not a bootleg for once, I think. Who knows? Yeah, Enthroned. Blast that on later. Let's see. Before we finish with Orc Blood, I wanted to hype these two, just because I was saying that Perverted Ceremony and Moonen should do a full length or something like that. I think these guys are up for one too. The last two bands are ancient Hounds projects or bands, and this is Selenite Scrolls. First one is Spectral Dirges from an Eerie Past. That is this one. Then the other one is called True Gnarled Woods and Glowing Haze. Two covers that work well together. Big moons, big moons. This is the first one. There you go. I would love to see these guys live. I've written down me slumped in a corner of an old dungeon, or even better, slumped against a tree, rocking out to this black. They have a sound that is really, yeah, I got addicted to it immediately. It is, show this first. There you go. It is very mid-bass, it never goes fast. They have other bands to do this or to do that style. But yeah, Demonischen Duk, voices, synth and lead guitar, Prizak, damn it, on guitars, Zabrava on bass, Drevna Koza on percussion. All artwork by Zabrava. That will be for the rest of the first part of this video. They have, I talked about them a bunch. Some people will probably be tired of them, but since these are still in distros everywhere, maybe I'll win some souls with this one. Mid-based, hunting, yet aggressive as fuck. The guitar is turned up to 12 in some parts. On the tape, you can hear it in the digital. Live would be so good. It sounds so old, yet it is still so fresh in sound. Just because it has everything you would love. There is a Moonblood sound there, but it's not as fast or aggressive, but it's because I'm just in a Moonblood mood. I hear it everywhere. But it also has that Greek Hellenic stuff, that doomy atmosphere. It is psychedelic, maybe psych trance inducing, just because of the repetition and the way the vocals kind of whisper wave throughout. Yeah, whispering voice. It's very hypnotic, and then there's this sample on the second one with the wolf from the others that will, you know, get you. The first time I heard it here, it was one of those nights where I had a few, and then I was vibing to Selenite Scrolls, and then that that sample came in, and I was just scared out of my mind. So it can happen. The closer on this one is one of the black metal ballads of the last years. Yeah, really something. Please, for the love of God, don't make me talk about them again. A compilation LP maybe, or yeah, something new or full length would be incredible. But yeah. Then, the last thing, and this is also from the Ancient Hounds circle from the south of Belgium. This is Orc Blood, and I have all 3 releases here. This is the Shadowmancer of the Haunted Knolls, a 4-tracker if I'm not mistaken. Once again, NPR. Yes, the tickets have eyes, as Satan sparks in breathless nights, ageless sylvan labyrinth, lugubre call over the misty swamps. There you go. The lineup is kind of the same. Yeah, here and there, maybe a different name or a different guy. There you go. This is the first thing they did, I think. There was a tape 7-inch, 12-inch. It is, let's see what I've written down first. It is the sharpest of all the Ancient Hounds bands. Regnum Tenebrarum has parts of this in there, but it mixes it with Selenite Scrolls, and I've talked about it. This is just pure black metal. It lends in sound from the Polish scene, from the Russian scene, so you have, you know, Temple of Full Moon stuff, or VLS, for example. There are these, especially on this tape, there are these group chants that maybe, for lack of comparison, catapulted into Branicalt, or it's not really folkish, it is more, yeah, beer hall. It's not even beer hall, it's not German, it's just, you know, men singing together. So it has kind of that folk in there, but I don't hear it as Belgian folk or anything, so it should come from somewhere. Anything else? Yeah, Graveland, Veles. Nagarot is a group that comes up, but I don't know too much about that band to make them compare. What they do is they stay on a riff, and what that means is they, once they find a good riff, and especially on the Ghost Pass of Serpentition, the 3rd track on here is just one big riff that just goes and goes. It is not hypnotic, but they, instead of using it as a hypnotic, they hammer it as if it is a battle that wages on and goes and goes and goes. So yeah. This is the second one, Awakening of the Boreal Juggernauts. There is a slight Lord of the Rings theme to it. This is not the first, not the last band to do it, but yeah. There you go. Awakening of the Boreal Juggernauts, and then Gallop Through Phantom Snowfields. So yeah. White on the inside, that's too bad. Then there is the No Contact. There you go. There's a printed inner. And this is actually why I thought it was a one-man project, just because of this picture, but it is, once again, a full band. I don't think members of Ancient Hounds have solo projects. Not sure, could be mistaken. These are the tape and this one are very fine examples of, you know, all the things I just said, mixed with a good dose of Belgian sense black metal, and I like both of these releases very much. I love the tape over the 7-inch, but what I really love is the Ghost Path to Serpentition. This came out, I think, last year because it was in my end of the year list. It has that Lord of the Rings-esque, it's maybe one of my favorite artworks from the entire scene for now. But yeah, logo is a bit wonky, but I also kind of love it. There you go. The back, a warrior approaching the castle, and like I said, the third track, Through the Sunless Taiga, that just, when that comes, you know why they stay on the riff. It's just because it's that much of a good riff. It kind of has everything. Yeah, I talked about the sounds a minute ago. It has pictures of the folk in there for once. There you go. Alumni from the genre. They have shirts on here. I see a Temple of Full Moon shirt is the first thing I see. Ancient Rites, I don't know what that is. An Apsu shirt, and I don't know what that is. But yeah. Synths, drums, bass, guitar, and power yells. There you go. Ancient Hounds logo on the back. There you go. Yeah. Just a really, really good EP. Belgian black. And I'm really curious as to see what they are up to next, for a follow-up release or just the entire crew in general. The vinyl is black, of course. There you go. There you go. White center label. And then the last thing I want to show you is the Mischievous Wraith, which was also Hemlock and Belladonna. Also a great release from, I think, last year too, but I'm not sure. So yeah, that is a short introduction to the label for if you're not familiar. Orgblood takes the cake for me for now, although they are all very good releases. I'm going to play Orgblood maybe later, but then this is part 1, as expected, half an hour, and then part 2 is going to be yeah, a little history into the French black metal world. Let's see. Yes, part 2. We are listening to Orgblood. Evil Feast was done. Before we dive into the big box set, we are going to, or I am going to show some records that never made these videos actually, but this is the perfect time to show them. I was kind of pissed because they were pissed back then. They were a pre-order that went over a year without as much as a word. There was no extras thrown in there, and at the time I was really disappointed with the records. But yeah. Listening back to them now, they are, of course, classics in their own right, and they are closely linked to what we are going to talk about in the last part. French black metal, this is one of them, Bekira, with L'élu du Mal. I have no idea what that means actually, on Impure Wedding recordings or records. Like I said, they took a while to get out. Bekira was a band that was there in the mid-90s. They started in 95, the first demo. I'm sorry, their demo on AMSG is from 96. It was AMSG2. Now, AMSG is a record label we'll talk about a bit later. But yeah, they're from Paris. Now, sound-wise, they are a bit different than, for example, Osculum Infame or Funeral or the entire tonal scene, in the sense that listening back to this, and it could be because it's on my mind, but I hear a very hard influence of Battery, Bloodfire and Death, that era, that aggressive, full-on, not yet Viking metal going in here, but with French wine instead of meat. Let's say it like that. So yeah, a very good record by this band, and their first full length actually. And it took a while. This was from 2005, so from mid-90s to 2005 is almost 10 years. Now, it could be that band members were just busy with with other bands or other projects, because the guy that is also in here is Malkira, which he plays in this, he plays in a ton of other bands, I guess, but he also has the AMSG logo. He's the drummer. In time, he becomes the drummer for Osculum Infame, so they're all one big family, especially the Parisian guys. But yeah, to finally put the needle on this and start listening to it. There was not that much added bonus in here. There's no documentation or booklet or whatever, just black vinyl. There was a color version, but a ugly color version. And then I think some logo stickers. Yeah. There you go. Nice fingers in front of it. Haute Couture, I'm not sure what that is. And then this is Impure Wedding Productions. There you go. That was the label. Yeah, like I said, a good record. If you're into, let's say, French battery, for a lack of comparisons, this is right up your alley, and I think it deserves a spot in the canon of, let's still call it early French metal, because it could be possible that these tracks are much older, but then just they got recorded in 2005. But that is that. The other one, and we are now in Osculum Infame territory. The other one is the Black Theology from 2000. This was a 1-2 with the Bekira. Yeah, a bit of a different sound in here. Speaking out of term, because we are starting kind of at the back after this one, and this is from, like I said, 2000s, so right around the time the millennium changed. You have the next one is 2010, Quum, Quwm, which is an EP. You have Manifest from the Dark Ages as a compilation, also from 2010. Then you have Consuming the Metatron EP from 2012, and the last thing they did is the Blood of Axis from 2015. But this is as far as I went for now with Osculum Infame. I know the demo material, I know the split material, I know the full length and the first EP. I listened to the Axis of Blood a bit, but not that much. It seems they are going into Annibal Live Productions, Deathspell, oh my god, that kind of, the more burlier, or the more, I don't know, yeah, the harder, or the fierce black metal territory from France. But in this, you can see through, they build up the sounds, and then, once again, it's hard to talk about the build up when we are at the end for me, but you can see the progression rapidly from demo 1, demo 2, the splits to the full length. It is, the leap between the split and the full length is incredible sound wise. We'll come back to that. Once you come here, it is, the sound is that well produced and that open, and that's, there's so much variation in here. There's the keys that come in, that it's almost romantic in feeling. This is a 4-tracker, and the last part, the self-titled track, is basically a French romantic track, and that is really the continuation of their full length. Yeah, this is the EP from 2000. Still, all the components are there that form Osculum Infame, but they do it in a different way, I guess. There is a card here, Kind and Common, their Facebook. Can't escape the Facebook, I don't know what that is. Then a logo sticker, or a label sticker again. This did have a sheet. There you go. This is, I'm not sure how the lineup breaks, or where it breaks. But you have Vlad Dracul on vocals and screams, Drak Vortigem on guitars, Gotthauer on bass, Argdae on keyboards, and Malkira on drums. And Malkira is a guy from AMSG, or Ad Majorem Satanae Gloriam, a label from, I think, 95, yes. That is closely linked to Osculum Infame. He became their drummer. It's kind of hard to find, but they, all the demo material, the splits, I think, up to and including the full length, is a drum computer. I think it's the SR18 Alesis. Could be mistaken. Could be just plugins, or just a digital stuff. But should they have, or if they had a drummer from the beginning, I think they would be a different band. Not taking anything away from them, sound-wise or demo-wise or split-wise. It's all, as you will see when we're talking about it, fantastic. Very rudimentary, just because I don't think there was a pure drummer in the band even programming the drums. They have this up until and included on this one, the full length, which is called Door Nu Fauglet. They have some weird drum patterns and choices that kind of look intentional, because they have these half measures going where the snare just is a little bit off or a lot off, which makes it hard. It took me a while to get into this just because of that. I'm not a serious top drummer or a really good drummer or a good drummer, but I hear when they're offbeat, and it happens a few times on this one. Now this is the first full length, Door Nu Fauglet, which means Land of Ash, I guess. It means Land of Ash, as you can see by this castle with snow. From the Lord of the Rings saga, it's some desert country that is inhabited by desert people, I guess. This was their first full length from '97. It came out on Morgrim on CD in the UK, and then Black Militia in Canada did its first vinyl release. This is the re-release from, I don't know, 2020, I think, on also the Impure Wedding, if I'm not mistaken, yes, the Impure Wedding label. Sound-wise, it becomes more... Did I write anything down? Yeah, I should have reversed the order, but now we're here. Within the demo material, it is very raw, immediate, harsh, not brutal, but sharp black metal. It becomes, on the second demo, quickly to get to this, it becomes more synth get added, there's more open sounds, not that much, but they take a step. When you hear the second demo to the split, it is an incredible step. Those two tracks are maybe the best tracks they have, in my opinion. The Whisper of the Witch, the second to last track on this, on the full length, is of that split. Different version, but still very good song. Once you reach the full length and then the EP that I just talked about, you get this almost, it's as if they want to reclaim being French again, because on the split they have this Temple of Full Moon influence that comes in, more on that later, but you have this, I'm not going to say a French Louis XIV feel to it, but it has a very orchestral feel in some ways, just because of the, maybe just because of the keys, but it goes, the vocals are getting layered, they use samples throughout the demo material too, but it's just becoming better and better on this, which is a logical thing. They learn how to play their instruments because they actually came from a death metal background. They started in 92, 93, depending on what site or what resource you believe, but the box says 92, so let's go with that. But in 91 they had, what's the band, Yuri Gnome, black metal band, no, a death metal band in their words, that was, they played covers of Massacre, for example, French death metal, and it was around that time, the early 90s, where black metal was emerging. There were a few people that knew about it, and those enclaves started playing themselves, like the ones in Paris, like the ones in Toulon, like, you know, so many others, not so many, but others, like the Mutilation guys. But yeah, the sound on this gets boosted to almost orchestral. Is it because of stuff like, I'm not going to say Dimmu Borgir or Stormblast, because I think that is one of the bands that they puked upon in the end. There you go. Empty D sides, yes. But yeah, the full is, it took me a while to get into, just because of the drum and just because of the orchestral stuff on here. But yeah, it is still a beast of a record. The what is weird is a combination of very misanthropic, hateful themes together with the Lord of the Rings stuff. That dimension kind of escapes me, but no, who am I? Straight edge for tonight. Then into the pièce de résistance, Osculum Infame 92 to 96. This is the re-release of the demo and split material and some extras on Medieval Prophecy. This is the test press version. The test press is box set, copy 9 out of 20, which I was lucky enough to obtain through the head honcho of the label and the guys from New Era, so thank you. This is, like I said, not engraved, it is screen printed on here. The back is engraved, but the lettering is also written on it. I'll put it down. It goes open like the Enthroned, or it folds open like the Enthroned one. I'll show the content, but maybe a bit more about the band first. So they started in 92, 93, 91. They had their black metal or their death metal phase. Osculum Infame means kiss of death. I talked about it when the Perverted Ceremony did the Negromancy. It is a ritual where a witch, to get into the coven, I guess, kisses the anus of Satan. So very blasphemous. They are from Paris, of course. There you go. This is the original flyer, or the promo flyer that is included. This is the extra stuff. There is 2 photos of the bands, you know, that are also used for the test presses. There's a sticker, of course. Then there is a Folter Records open air, the German, legendary German. This is described in the liner notes. They had a great time, it seems. And there is a YouTube link that I will put in where you can see them play. Was it 95? So incredible. And then there's this. This is the some unreleased stuff, and I think what was on here, the Satanic Revival stuff is also on here too. Yes, Rehearsals 94, Satanic Revival by the Black Simagorat. Rehearsal from 93, live in Germany. 93. Despite all the efforts made, the sound quality on those tracks is rather low. There you go. That is all that is on here. Booklet, what's that? All hail to the black metal pioneers. True. So yeah, a cool CD to have with some extra material. Now, the Satanic Revival was one of those tapes that even the members didn't know what was up with that. I guess some of the members did. But it was 2 rehearsal tracks that were mainly found on the dubbed side of the first or the second demo, I'm not sure. There's also another project on here which is called Tzaphkial from 94, which is the side project of Deviant from Black or Drak Werewolf, which I'll talk about in a minute. But it is a beautiful combination of all their material up into the full length, I guess. So yeah, where were we? Kiss of Shame. Satanic Revival, that is that. Vlad Rakul on vocals. He's also in Blood Orden, another side band, which I showed the tape for, I guess, not too long ago. Gotthauer on bass, also in Blood Orden. And then you have Drak Werewolf, or Deviant from Black, who does vocals, guitar, bass, and key work, and he's also in Bikira. So, like I said, one big mixing pot. I'll switch the record. Not going to cut again because I'm lazy. So yeah, those 3 are basically the core trio that make up the band, that were the original members, together with the drum computer and later the Malkia, and there are other members that come in. There's a violin that plays on the EP, so there's enough. They have links with bands like, I've written them all down, I guess, Finis Gloria Dei, Bikira, Desolation Triumphalis, In Civil Tragedia, Chemin de Haine, Kristallnacht, and so on and so on. So there's a lot to get into if you really want to dive into, yeah, I guess, the French scene. Showed the envelope. This was on the box, nice little stamp. And then we go into the box set itself. It is quite the work of love, actually. I'll go ahead and show the test presses first, and then talk about some of the material when I have the regular sleeves, because New Era was kind of, if I have one point of critique, if you buy the test press, you know what you get. Our tree with the, you know, different liner notes, but the original LPs, or the white version box, was limited to 120, I guess, and then there's a black vinyl version that has the original sleeve or the reworked sleeve and the liner notes with the interviews and stuff. Test presses did not have those, but Wolfram was kind enough to send me some spare sleeves, so they are in here too. Let's go. This is the first one. This is Sadomatic Impure Archgoat, their first demo from, I don't know everything by head, 94. Yes. It's first self-released on tape, limited to 200 copies by the band. Like I said, this is the test press version, so you know what you get pasted on black covers. I am doubting of putting the sticker on here. This is the red marbled version. They all are the same. This is the old logo for Osculum Infame that was used on the tape, together with the original logo that they use ever since. They were both on the J card for that one. I don't know why they dumped the first logo, but yeah. They are a band that is situated on the harsher, fouler, evil spectrum. They said goodbye to death metal because they found that black metal was, or they went into black metal territory to be subversive, to be more dangerous, to have an ideology, to be ideological, and just a devotion to the art form, not the flat, stale stuff that death metal was becoming, as is the as is the soundtrack for all black metal in that period. But yeah, the themes and concepts they are thinking about, European paganism, Luciferian, what else is in there? Luciferian philosophy, contempt, deep contempt for humanity and religion, misanthropy is in there. They're, in that case, or in that sense, very equal opportunity, as in they hate everyone, Jews, Muslims, Christians, Hindus, whatever. Every religion must be exterminated. That is one of their things, but that together with the, I mean, it kind of makes sense for Lord of the Rings because it's all war and whatever. But yeah, they were against, they were very vocal against bands that were selling out in their eyes. They don't, they are not ashamed to say that they got the mustard or the, you know, the influences from Norway, but they quickly realized that the entire thing there was becoming hyped and trendy, and their words, not mine, but it's true in some way. In some ways, also Osmos got the blunt of their, or the brunt of their hate, because they were a label that were selling out. This is the first demo, like I said, very harsh. It's not noisy, it's listenable, but the thing is, I've known these just because of the YouTube uploads of tapes from the Musicalis Offenlich, I guess. Those are very wavy, very played and then put on a digital, on the digital platform. So I always know them as kind of weird sounding, especially the second one. But they are all remastered by Hedian from Hayden's Heart, and he did an incredible job. It is not miles from what it should sound like, but still. Side A, the Osculum Infame Sadomatic Impure Archgoat, not Archgoat. There's a difference. Overture Vicarius Filii Dei 666, Satanaric, Shameful, Scorn, the Mortified Deceiver, and Final. That is the tracklist for this one. Let's show them first. Not sure if I'll put the stickers on, but you know, it's an option. There we go. The second one, and it's a bit harder to pronounce, is Yaim Shanten, something like that. There we go. Up until this point, they had different monikers as the ones they are going by now. The pictures are always incredible by these bands. There is the newer logo, or the different logo. And this is Intro Satanic Revival, by the Black Simagorat, Triumphal Symphony, which is it's kind of a weird track in the sense that every time I hear it, and if you don't want to hear it, just skip a minute or skip 30 seconds, but once you hear it, you'll never unhear it. He has this, he's proclamating what should happen, I guess, but it kind of goes into get to the chopper territory. I hear Arnold's in there. Arnold's mid 80s, 90s. But yeah, that is completely, something else. When signs allowed from Dark Ages, Vampiric War Master, and then their single Kind and Common, which is also reused on the full length, like I said. Now, sound-wise, from 1 to 2, the demo, the first one is a very raw demo. It starts backwards masking. They try to be as demonic as possible, and believe me, it works. If you get the tape in '94, you never heard something like this, apart from maybe, if you didn't hear Darkthrone, I guess. Yeah, it's like they were saying goodbye to their death metal past with there's some dive bombs-ish guitar work in the beginning, but they just blast it over, and then it becomes this immediate rudimentary drum, foul vocals, foul lyrics, everything is foul, and then you're into, Osculum Infame. The second one, it has, the addition of keys makes all the difference. When you had the foul, just the foul, noisy, scratchy black metal sound from France in the first, you have church bells, you have a wider scope and sound, but like I said, I've written it down again, the Arnold voice is a bit weird. But yeah, you can hear them building, and in the margin of my notes, I've written down a stellar progression within the sound from demo 1 to 2, and then into this. This is, I spoke about the B-side to the Tzaphkial? I don't know where that is, we'll find it in the other one. This is the split Osculum Infame with Funeral, so a link up between Toulon and Paris. This is from '96, and this was a co-release between AMSG, the Ad Majorem Satine Gloriam label that I talked about in the previous minute of this. This is heralded and within good rights as one of the not only best splits in French black metal, but just in black metal. Especially the Osculum Infame side on here are my two favorite tracks. There's no track listing on here, but it's something with a witch, and I'll see it when it pops up on the regular sleeves. But yeah, great classic looking pictures. The sound for this one actually, it develops once more in the sense that the synths take a different approach, and the guitar work kind of sounds different in the sense that they have this influence from Temple of Full Moon. It is '96. Now, if you look at Poland, Triumph is from, Vela's Triumph is from '94, A Night on the Bare Mountain is from '95, but Graveland, for example, Glare of Burning Churches is '93, and Celtic Winter is '94, so they definitely heard this. I'm not pulling this out of my ass because Black Christ from Funeral at that time, he says it in the liner notes somewhere that there was a definite influence from there, and you can hear it. It gets these medieval overtones that creep in with the synths, and that is the Osculum Infame side. But it's from the first note, you kind of hear that Vela's Temple of Full Moon influence creep in there. Vocals are layered, become more dynamic. And there's this general overture sound that creeps in. It's not that fully orchestral that they have on the full length, but it starts building. This is for now. It could be that the full clicks in a few more listens, but this is for now where they peak. I don't know if that's a good thing because they have a shitload of material, but these tracks are so good. That's incredible. The Funeral side is always a bit. I have to remind myself that it's very harsh, it's very woeful. It is not DSBM, but it has that very woeful sound that is also present in the Temple of Full Moon, maybe here and there, especially in the key work. But the vocals on this one, story goes, and it's also in the liner notes somewhere, I think, on the Funeral side, that his voice, as well as mine, was spitting blood at the end. But it's therefore, I guess it's so high pitched, or there was something with the recordings that didn't really match up to their expectations, but they kept them in the end, so we're all the better for it. This is the list for that one. What is on here? Whisper of the Witch and Unholy Mighty Blood are the two Osculum Infame tracks. Vlad, Dracul, Werewolf, and Gotthard. Anything else? The Strive of Victory for Resurrection of Our Movement and Aryan Blood on the funeral site. And Hades, the vocals on the last track, because Xapam, I guess his vocals were fried and done for. These are the, if that was all, this was the test press version. Like I said, it kind of would be cool to have, I know you don't get the original sleeves, but to have the liner notes for this would be an extra bonus. But yeah, fortunately, we do. And I'll show this as to close with. Is there anything more I should say? On the, there's some more info on the sleeves, I guess. Let's get them in order. There you go. And there's the original artwork. This is the cover of the first demo, the Sadomatic Impure Art Goat. This side B has the Tzaphkial demo, and it's called Anatta Chakra Kundalini Luciferi from '94. This was a side project, like I said, by Deviant von Black, or Drak Werewolf, a high screeching, buzzing, and sharp demo. Yeah, it's basically a rehearsal, but they are not miles away from the second and the combination of the second and first demo. They have keys. I think they have keys. They have church bells in there. They have. It could be outtakes for either one of the demos, but yeah. Post live intro, then you have another intro, then there's an outro, and then there's another intro within 8 tracks. So you know what you're up for. But it's cool to see that, you know, dropped in with the first demo. That was also on, if you get a dubbed copy from the band or from him, I guess, that was also on the B-side of that tape in some of the cases, or in most of the cases. Extensive photo material. This is the demo I just talked about, the front. And then in the back you have interviews done by Jay from Medieval Prophecy with, let's see, Vlad Dracul into 2023, but you also have Mynak, who does snippets, and then Black Christ, who also lends some vocals on here. The thing I found really funny is that the contact address is 64 Rue Enfranc in Montreuil, France. Do with it what you will. I thought that was a funny thing. But yeah, this is the first demo, like I said. The second demo is the, let's try again, Ei Ein Schatten, something like that, with a kind of a death metal massacre looking cover, maybe an ode, I don't know. I don't know if it's original artwork or not. This one has May All the Weak Die on the Cross as the header. And the back has the same picture as the test press, I think, but the old names are on here. Isarkaron on 4 strings, so that's the bass player. Sidra Gasum, Messiah, vocals. S.I. Abrahel, 6 string and keyboard, and Bellet drums on 2 tracks. I don't know what tracks they're on, but yeah, lyrics by Koning Asru for Osculum Infame. That is the guy from Morke. He does Kind and Common, their most foul track, I guess. There is more interview and liner notes, and like I said, these make the box set, or the release actually. Yeah, this is also Vlad Dracul, yes, Mynak, and Black Christ, yes, all the same. Yeah. 93 to 97, and like I said, the leap in sound is incroyable. Then this one, and I'm looking for this one on tape, the AMSG version, was a cool label actually. They didn't do too many tapes. I didn't write down how much, but the first 3, for example, were the Osculum Infame, this one, no, the second one from 95, the Bikira demo from 96, and then the Osculum Infame Funeral Split from 96. They had Dark Sanctuary set, Celtic Dance, Winter Funeral, split with Kristallnacht, Blessed in Sin, Seigneur Volant, gathered under the banner of Concilium. So they have done a lot of shit. Yeah, looking for some of those things. because it's weird that you can't find this. They talk about how they were small pockets of black metal and no one knew anybody. But to press 1,000 tapes and then 200 more, I mean, it was AMSG and Drakkar, but still, was it Drakkar? Yes, yes, Drakkar. 1,200 tapes. That shows you how hard the tape trading went in that days. This is the last one. This is the split between the two bands, and this one has the funeral sides with the tombstone picture and the notorious picture. And then this is the last part. So in 3-part interview with Vlad Dracul, there's a big piece by Black Christ on here. Yeah, and then there's Minox findings. But yeah, excellent stuff. To finally have this to listen to and not have it, as a crappy tape upload, which I'm still thankful for. I've listened to them for years in that way. But to have them intercut with commercials and stuff like that, it is insane. To listen to this in fully remastered by Herian, yeah, it's a great feat. Anything else? No, I think we have spoken enough. I think I went through all of it. I even stopped at the label. So yeah, that's it. Let's kiss the anus, the kiss of shame. Let's kiss the anus of the devil and make a night out of this. Thanks. That was Friends, I guess. We'll do some more stuff like this in the future, because you can't keep buying new records all the time. But yeah, that's it. Have a great night. Yeah, I think the Just the Black version is still available if you're into good old French black metal. Do yourself a favor and get into it. The box sets, I think, are all sold out, which is, I mean, that's incredible to have something like that sell out in maybe a week, maybe less. I don't know. Very cool. Thank you to Jay. Thank you to Wolfram Zag from New Era for hooking me up with all this stuff. It's not that it's free, but you know what I'm saying. These don't come cheap, that's for sure. I'm rambling. That's it. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to people who are still watching this drivel. Hope you enjoyed in some way, and hunt for some of these releases from the label. They are doing God's work or Satan's work. See you soon. I'm going to Graspop. Bye.